Hello everyone, this is Samtech Innovation. Welcome to today's tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to introduce you more into the elements of HTML. And the element that I will first introduce you to today is the heading tags. In the heading tags, they gives you a title and a subtitle for your document or your content, so that it will have a bold, like you want to talk about a specific thing and you want to give it a heading. So that is the tags that you use depending on which one you want to use. And the heading tags that we have here is we have 6 different sizes of heading. We have from heading 1 to heading 6. Heading 1B the biggest and heading 6B the smallest. So let's see how we are going to use it. So I'll just type H1 for the heading 1. You just put the H1 in the tags, that's the angular brackets, and I'll just type heading, and I will copy the heading because I'm lazy. Heading 1, and H2 for heading 2 also, H3 for heading 3, H4 for heading 4, H5 for heading 5, and H6 for heading 6. And after that, let's see how it will look on our browser. So we just refresh this, and this is what we have: heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. You can see the heading 1 is big, then the heading 2, and the heading 6 is the smallest. After this heading, we are going to look at the p tags, which we have already seen in our previous lectures, but let me still introduce you the p tag. The p tag breaks a sentence or content into a new line. So, and to do that, we have the p in an angular bracket. Here you are, and let's see another p again. What's your name? Now this one will break into a new line, but this one this second one, although we press the enter key, let me add multiple enter keys, it will not break into a new line, rather than it will continue it on the same line. So let's see how that works. So you can either refresh it here, or you press the F5 to refresh. You can see here you are, what's your name? But see this one, come on, it will never break to a new line. Now from this, it will never break to a new line, is actually in a new line, in fact far from the common, but still yet it joins it together. That is how the web browser works. So you have to define how you want your content to look like. So let me introduce you to another tricks on this. It works in Visual Studio Code and also on Sublime. So there is this called lorem. Lorem is that it brings out chunks of letters. That's if you want to have a lot of write-ups to try your code. So this lorem brings out chunks of letters for you to use and to compare your work. So the moment you type lorem, you press your tab key, and it will bring all those chunks for you. So for this paragraph also, let me use the lorem and tab. Let me add this one so that it will be a little bit much. Even this one. So, and when you go to your browser and refresh it, you can now see it. It's really much. So there is this one again that I want to introduce you to. It's called the emphasis. The emphasis, you started with EM, and let me use lorem also. And we have the other one, which is strong. Let me use lorem also. Then we'll compare them and see. So to our browser, and we refresh, you can now see that the EM is italicized and the lorem is bolded. Sorry, the strong is bolded. This is emphasis and this is strong, but you see it continue on the same line. Although there are elements, there are some elements that does not break to a new line. Okay, if you want them to break to a new line, you either use them as in a paragraph, or there is this tag called the BR. The BR means break row. So this will break it into a new line for you. So let's refresh it, F5, and see. Yes, you see it breaks it into a new line. But you cannot see the distance from this text to this text when we use the P tag. It's not the same thing from the distance from this one to this one where we use the BR. So the paragraph gives a margin between, or let's say a padding from the bottom of the upper part of the text to the next. But when you use the BR, there is no margin, there is no padding, so it just continue like a normal text, but just a break line. So that is the advantage of the P tag over the BR, or will I say that is the differences. So if you don't want space in between your lines, so use the BR, but if you want space in between, you use the P tag. Hope that is clear. And to continue, we still have another tag called the span. Span also is not really it does not fancy anything. Or let me write it on a new line. After the BR, let me write the span. This is a span. Okay, and I think I will also include a BR here so that it will break the line for me, because span doesn't break a line, it continues from where it stops. So F5, see, this is a span. There is no any difference between this span now, this text, and this one that we have. This means that the span is used to add extra styling to a particular text or to a particular content. So you don't really want any adjustment that the browser will make or references. It's just that you want a new styling to it. Then you use the span, and the span will allow you to have access to that particular information that you need at a particular time. That is the span. So we have so many HTML elements. So I will advise you to just go to your browser and just type HTML elements reference. All right, HTML element reference. So in the HTML element reference, look for the w3schools.com. all right, you just click on it and you can see so many HTML element reference, and they explain their uses. So you just try any of them and you can click on it. It will take you to where they explain it with examples, like the which is the hyperlink, with the examples and how to use it. So you try it yourself, and you try it. If you have any difficulties, then we'll now discuss it in the group and try to debug it ourselves. We have so many HTML tags: the doc type, the ABR, the acronym, address, applet, area, articles, aside, audio, the B, base font, and so many of them block quotes. We have so many tags, the one that we have discussed and the ones that we have not yet discussed, they are all here. So you can just go through the W3 school tags and we'll discuss that. See you in the next tutorial. Thank you.